2019 continues the trend in being a warmer than normal year, with this past month being the second hottest October in recorded history. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, or NOAA, began recording temperatures in 1880 and announced today that the average global land and ocean surface temperatures in October were almost 2 degrees above the 20th century average. The state takes 7% of every single medical marijuana sale. Part of that $4.3 million in sales coming from stores just like this one. The OMMA says it's had 60,000 applicants so far, with 57,000 of those being patients. Wendy? And for all you football fans heading to Dallas for the big game, Amtrak is still offering its $32 tickets to Dallas. And what better way to save some money on gas and reduce your carbon footprint? Mike, Wendy, Mike Hunter told us today that public nuisance charge is their most important one, and that he doesn't think the outcome of the other cases will affect this one. Hunter told us they can still bring the rest of those charges in the future, and this isn't the end of the litigation. He plans to go after drug distributors next. Mike, Wendy? Consumer goods giant Unilever, maker of Ben & Jerry's and Dove, has committed to cutting its use of plastics in half by 2025. In order to meet their plastic initiative, the company will offer more reusable and refillable packaging and sell more naked or unwrapped products. The company will also use more recycled plastic in its packaging. As plastics continue to pile up in landfills around the globe, more companies are hopping on board to reduce waste. Plastics are expected to outweigh fish in the ocean by 2050. After months of beta testing with over 10,000 participants, the Oklahoma Mobile Driver's License app is now live and available to the public. All you need is an Oklahoma driver's license.
This is a legitimate ID issued by Department of Public Safety. So when someone says, hey, I want a real ID, it is a real ID.
Currently, the mobile driver's license is not Real ID compliant, but Ostro says that once the state becomes Real ID compliant, the mobile ID will update to compliance standards.
It's like there's no wait around government time in the state administration. We're working to fix issues in real time.
The mobile ID could also be used in a traffic stop or to get into bars. However, ultimately, the decision to accept this ID is still up to vendors.
Now, keep in mind that any bar can refuse service for any reason at any time. So if they think that it's not legit for whatever reason, or think it's not you or whatever, they have all kind of reasons why they can reject you, but it's an acceptable form of ID.
Since its release, there have been almost 15,000 downloads with a goal of 100,000 downloads by February. But at what cost to taxpayers?
So far, it hasn't cost taxpayers 1 penny.
So next time you get pulled over, you can leave this at home as long as you have the digital ID app downloaded on your phone. I'm Adam Seibel. OU Nightly. The buzz of a table saw. Banging of hammers. Or the hum of a drill. Aren't sounds you'd expect to hear in a classroom. But here in Professor Bloom's Construction Fundamentals Lab, these are all sounds that his students are quite used to by now.
And in the past, they've done kind of smaller projects, and then I took the class over a year ago, and we decided to build, we're calling it the ARC-V. It's a play on RV.
I'm not a cubicle person. I'd rather be hands-on, so I think if you're definitely a hands-on learner and you like building things and seeing things come to life.
In addition to learning how to put up a wall slab or cross-brace a wooden frame, there's another important lesson students learn in Professor Bloom's lab: teamwork.
We're all out here to learn and improve, and if someone knows something, then we bounce off each other, and that's how we grow. Currently known as the Creating Making Lab, this building used to be home to OU's racquetball court, with the original floors still intact. This is it. This feels like home. I've absolutely loved every moment of it.
Near the end of May, the College of Architecture students will also design, build, and then donate a playhouse to a family in need. Known as the CASA Project Playhouse, Professor Bloom is hopeful that other colleges here at OU will get involved in the future. So with what once used to be a racquetball court in the 60s now being repurposed as a carpentry lab, I guess the carpenters of today and the racquetball players of yesterday aren't that different after all. They both like to hammer spikes. I'm Adam Seibel, OU Nightly. The Norman Earth Day Festival is the message that truly makes this festival what it is: promoting sustainability and educating the public on Earth's environment, with climate change being a hot topic this year.
This is happening not just here in the United States, but it's happening all over the world. And it's going to affect everything we're doing. It's doing it now.
Along with buying an electric car and having solar panels installed at his home, Prescott worries that not enough people are doing their part to help the Earth's environment.
Too many people my age have just totally ignored it. Some of them may be worried about it, but they think I'm going to be gone. They're worried for their grandkids. I'm worried for my grandkids.
Despite grim predictions about what climate change may bring, students from Irving Middle School are taking matters into their own hands.
We're trying to put solar panels on our roof and spread it across Norman, and we want people to be jealous and try to help the environment even more.
While their plan to get their school to transition to solar energy is still in the works, the students have formed a club rallying behind the idea and aren't stopping there.
Because of fossil fuels and stuff that we're using, it's just getting worse and worse with pollution and cost of electricity, and basically just what we're aiming towards is to change that.
The Earth Day Festival also showcased vendors who offered tips and advice on what people can do to live a more sustainable lifestyle. And one Earth-friendly tip comes from where you may least expect it: alpaca poop.
Alpacas are very environmentally friendly. Well, their poo makes great soil enhancement. So it's great for enhancing the soil for your plants and so forth. And it's very environmentally friendly. There's no smell to it to speak of.